This is Obscure Titan. By the time of this recording, this is December 25th, 2021, so you can kind of see why I still have my Christmas tree up, and I should already have this uploaded by the time 2022 hits, so let's go ahead and get into this. I moved over to the side so I can show you some clips of videos that I'll have, but aside from that, it'll most likely be unedited, aside from just the videos that I'll show. So this is kind of my reflection on this year and even the past 26 to 27 years, maybe even just however long it's been. So 2021 has been a very interesting year in a lot of ways. That some of the years that I had in my life that I've been through, probably the most immersive, in my opinion, is because there's been a lot of things, a lot of opportunities that I've had to grow as an individual. And so the first one I can kind of touch on is my position where I went from part-time to full-time. I've started working as a part-time instructor in 2016, just teaching people how to use digital software such as Photoshop. And later on, I've started teaching Blender, which was a great opportunity to have. And just kind of in between August and September, I became full-time. So I'm now being able to have more opportunities to work and being able to afford for other things that I need, for my car and for other things that I need. So that's been a great opportunity that I've had, and I'm still thankful for being a part of that. So second thing is that I've been losing weight. So as of May of 2021, when I had my first visit at the doctor for a long time, I was about 184 pounds, which for me, for my height, it would have been overweight. Then fast forward to July, at the middle of July of 2021, I dropped down to 170. Then by the end of October, which was before I had my 27th birthday, I dropped to 147. So that, which for my height, it would have been like the midpoint of being normal weight. So from that point on, I've been focusing on just building up some strength and for me to being able to build muscle, and that's been great. Being able to just being healthier and just making better choices instead of just having to get Burger King like 10 times a day. I think that's something that Chris Chan would do. But anyway, another thing that I accomplished was, for me, being able to utilize 3D modeling more in sculpting. And if you've seen some of my screenshots, if any of you are on my Discord channel or Discord server, you'll notice that I've had work in progress of Spyro and Nasty Nork, and I've been utilizing sculpting much more heavily. And not to mention that with Mortal Brothers 2019 coming to an end, the only project aside from Alora: The Search for Spyro, which is still currently being edited, is Kill la Kill: Remnants of Ragyo. And despite that not being the canonical ending for the series, which we've had often bearing as the having an epilogue, which would have taken would have taken place 20 years after Shantae and Mega Khan defeated Miss Alika. Spoiler alert. Similar to how Halo Reach was, in a way, even if it's a prequel to Combat Evolved, it really ended on a high note for how Bungie's workload has really carried off. So I just kind of want that to stick, is what I'm saying. For my Shantae Storytime video, I I honestly didn't think that it would really break the numbers in the same way that Roddy's Hotcade, the Roddy Tops plush video, which took about 2 years or so for it to get to about 1,000 views. The Shantae Storytime video made more than that in just 2.5 months. And it was an essay video on how I got into the series, and that was just that. And I honestly didn't think that it would make that, it would break it, but it did. And so that's kind of why I decided to try to step into some new territory, just continuing to improve on that, and not to mention that I'm also a writer, that I've written up novels and written up some reviews for that, and I've been getting better at those. And hopefully I continue to do those so that I can continue talking about some of the things I'm passionate about, what ways that some things can improve and whatnot. And I know some of my videos haven't broken as much as it could have, but they're getting there. Well, not to mention that I'm still trying to get some of my other bigger things to get viewed, so hopefully that can still improve and get carried over through 2022. It's just crazy how Mortal Brothers 2019, how it's taken like 3 attempts to get this to happen, because the first time happened in 2015, which was going to be based off of the 2010 plush series that I did long ago, but it was just going to be a little bit more accurate to how Mortal Kombat started out with Midway. Second attempt was where it's going to be a little bit more anime oriented with Disgaea and Kill la Kill and so on. The second attempt was in 2017, so it was like 2 years after my first attempt failed. The third one, which was actually kind of a 2-parter, was originally going to be the Zarak Wars, but now it's Mortal Brothers 2019. And so how that kind of progressed was really impressive, in my opinion. And I'm really happy how all that's been turned out, and it's coming to an end. So it's also great that I was able to bring back some of the old stuff that I did and just kind of remastering them in this current production. With the classic Mortal Brothers plush series, the Great Unicron Legacy. There's also the Synectic Legend, not to be confused with the novel series that I have, but the one with the S, not with the Z, where it's just kind of traveling through different timelines. If you've seen X-Men Days of Future Past, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's kind of going through a different timeline, but for this one in particular, the Synectic Legend, not the Z, but the S one, you'll see the clips that's on the side, but it's kind of like where the Meta Knight's father is just taking the Toa through different timelines, where it just kind of plays similar plots, but it's done in different circumstances. Yeah, I know it's kind of crazy, but also glad that I was able to work on the Synectic Legend, the novel series that I did, because that one, similar to Mortal Bros. 2019, has taken several attempts to make it work, and I was able to get that to work. And now I'm creating a reboot for it, and I'm creating a new project with the Megatronic Legacy and the Synectic Exodus reboot. So looking forward to those in the coming years, because I want those to be 3D animated this time. There will be occasional stop motion and plush videos from time to time, but I do want to focus more on 3D animation. So that'll be really nice. I guess if there's really one thing I wish I could have done, maybe even in 2018, maybe even past that, is if I had learned all that, being able to have a car, being able to have a job, all that, maybe even past 2016, I could have done all that. The problem is I wasn't as mentally prepared as I am now. Being able to have the responsibility, having the independence, having to pay bills, that's a big thing. It's just having responsibility in general. And I think that's what kind of builds character. And despite everything that's happened from 2021 and even last year with the pandemic and with the socialist nonsense, I think I've been able to pull through, even despite the obstacles that I've had to face. And that's all I've got to say is I thank you guys for your support, and it's been great. And I know I've said this from August of 2021 that my house cat passed away, and that's been a difficult transition. And I'm still doing better, but it's just different now that I don't have a cat that's going to be with me all the time. And yeah, but I'm still thankful for everything that I've been able to get. Because if you want to get something, you have to work for it. And failure isn't really failure for as long as you keep pressing forward. And for me to continue pressing forward through where I'm getting, I'm happy where I am. But I know there's other things that I can do to continue to grow. So I think it's important to know this is to be happy with what you have, but also to continue pressing forward for ways you can grow. And I think there's still ways for me to grow. And I know my channel is still needing to grow. And if anything else, I can still do some remakes of some of the old stuff, but still paying some respects to them. I mean, at least it's not like how Super Mario Logan does, but that's for him to figure it out. After all this stuff with the Nintendo stuff, but anyway. So all I can really say for this video is thank you guys for the support that you've given me for the past 3 years, I would say. Yeah, I think it was probably because I've deleted my old channel called Editorial 1, and that's a bit of a different story, but it's in January 2018 when I sort of had a new channel, even though it just had my old name. But yeah, just for however long it is, I want to thank you guys for your support. And speaking of Editorial 1, I do have my archives channel up if you want to check out the old videos I have. I'm trying to get as many of my old videos up as I can. I am also having an Odyssey channel that, in case if YouTube decides to shut me down with whatever reason, I do have that up, and I'm trying to re-upload my videos there as well. So if you want to support me on Odyssey, you can check it out, and yeah, just watch me there. So just want to say again, thank you guys for watching. This is Obscure Titan. Feel free to subscribe, and I will catch you guys in 2022 for new things to come. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.